It's time for that. Culture for the Streets, hosted by Mafia and Paint, man. If you're up in here, I need you to hit that like button, strike that subscribe bell. Make sure you share the video, man. We finna dig right into the trenches. Let's go. Now, we all know it ain't no mystery. Drake been the top dog in hip-hop for like the last decade. It ain't no disputing that. And if you come in here trying to dispute that, you're gonna get kicked out my house. Simple as that. Now, recently, Schoolboy Q was scheduled to perform in Toronto, and Canadian police reached out to him to let him know that they couldn't show up in Canada. So basically, Schoolboy Q took that as, nigga, y'all don't want nobody from TDE to enter Canada because it might be a problem. We already seen what happened to Rick Ross. Schoolboy also said that Top was just with Baby and Wayne, and Party Next Door just had a show at the Palladium, and if they wanted to get him, they would have just did it. But now, if somebody get hurt, don't cry. Now, when it come to Drake and these lyrical battles he been having in these issues with these rappers, it's like everybody in the industry against Drake, right? And we know that, we've been seeing it. But this particular incident outside of the Pusha T situation where it got real personal as far as the bars and the issues and what they was talking about. With Kendrick, it's a little bit different because he come from the West Coast. He represent a whole coast. So just as much as the sixth god is the sixth god in Toronto, Kendrick is K-Dot on the West Coast. And I think now, just because Rick Ross went to Canada and something happened to him and his entourage, people taking it a little bit more serious than they would because we done seen something happen to somebody in the midst of all of this, right? So when it come to Kendrick, he don't have to be no active gangbanger. You gotta understand, he represent a coast where all the members from LA, from Compton, from all of these areas in Los Angeles, gonna stand behind Kendrick and the coast, period. But let me explain to you why this is so much more serious now to West Coast niggas. Because you got somebody from Kendrick camp being TDE the label, right? Not being able to go get his bag in Toronto, Canada to be specific, right? So now he missed out on the bag because this so-called friendly battle to Canadian police don't seem like it's so friendly anymore. So now that he done missed out on the opportunity for a bag, don't think that people on the West Coast ain't gonna feel some type of way and just want to let Drake come through here and just pick up bags on top of bags on top of bags. He gonna need to come through there with police security like Gucci and Jeezy had at the Versus. And don't get it misconstrued either. Wack does not play the voice for the entire West Coast, especially LA. So he can go public and be like, you know, that's how it was designed for them niggas to go back and forth and nobody getting hurt and it don't be no issues. It's still Drake can come to LA, Drake good in Cali. Nigga, shut up. You don't know that for sure because you don't speak for all the members that's outside that represent these sections. I know we gonna sit here and it's gonna be a whole bunch of people that act like just because Drake's so big, he can't be banned from going places. You gotta understand in certain places, certain people don't give a fuck how famous you is, right? Do y'all think he can be banned in LA? Do you think he will be banned in LA? If rappers from the West Coast continue to not be able to go to Canada and get their bag, I think that's going to become a problem. Let me know what you think in the comments, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the trap, man. We up out of here. It's time for that. Culture for the Streets, hosted by Mafia and Paint.